Hello, everybody. How are you? It is Thursday night for our Art Quilt Thursdays. Hello. I always forget to check the position of my camera until I'm live. I'm sorry about that. So let's see all who's here. I have a funny light on. It's lighting up my chin. So Marcia is here. Polly is here. This is great. Laura just came in. Nice to see you, Laura. So I'm excited that I'm here. And I did some work today on my landscape because I needed to. So it was definitely important. So there's Betty is here. Tina Smith. Hello, Tina Smith. How are you? So, and Mark just found out, Miss Polly, Mark just found out I am group 4 to get vaccinated. And he just found out they're going to vaccinate early on March 17th. So I'm so excited. I am ready to be vaccinated. So I will have to check into that later and make my appointment. There is Linda McCollum and Sherry Hogan. This is great. You ordered your Pepsi phone. I will definitely tell Mark. You've got a good memory, Miss Marcia. That is wonderful. Well, what I'm working on right now, I'm working on stitching everything down with monofilament thread. And I have to tell you, this is not my favorite part. This is a monopoly, so it's made out of polyester. But it's not the easiest to stitch with. And I kind of want to move backwards and forwards. You should only just try to sew one way with this because it is tricky. I use a regular lightweight thread in the bottom, something gray or neutral. So in case it kind of gets pulled up a little bit, you won't notice it. But no, 4 is if you have special medical conditions. Like I have my asthma, my diabetes, and I'm overweight. Mark was a former smoker. And plus I only have one kidney now. So, but I don't know if it's for B or C or what is for if you're healthy and under 65. So I'm so ready to be vaccinated. I can't tell you. Then once I get both my vaccinations and I'm 2 weeks past the last vaccination, I think I'll be able to go see my grandbabies. And I can't wait because they grow up and you just can't Zoom as well with little babies. So anyway, I'm going to bring you down here and show you. Uh-oh. What just happened? I have no idea what just happened. That was a little spooky. It was like going to take me somewhere, and that was weird. It was like something had control of my camera. All right, so you can still, okay, good. I am back. Gremlins. I know I don't want any of these gremlins. So, okay. So anyway, what I'm doing is I was trying to finish this before I came on, but I want to show you anyway. And as I'm doing this, I'll tell you a little bit of some of the complications when you try to sew with invisible thread, okay? So let me get you down here and try not to touch anything weird anymore. Okay. Making sure I'm plugged in good. Don't want anything to happen. All right. Oops. Oh, I know something that's up. Move this out of the way. Okay. So I've got my sewing machine down. I'm using right now the Superior threads. Let me get this in the camera good. Superior threads. And this is monopoly. And it's better than the nylon monofilament. Hello, Miss Jody Kathleen Ziegler. It's so good to see all of you. So this is, and hello, Nevin Captain. I'm sorry. I just made a mess of your name, but I'm sorry. So anyway, here is the Superior threads, and it's monofilament, polyester monofilament. And I like it better because it doesn't stretch as bad as nylon monofilament. So anyway, let me see. Now let me see. Okay, good. Linda's there. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I have to monofilament. Right now I'm using the clear version, and I have to try to feel down here because I can't tell what is what. So I had to feel by the needle to see if the thread was still there. So here we go. I'm going to run the needle through and up. All right. That answers your question about invisible thread. Now, YLI has a good invisible thread, but I have found the easiest to work with is the Superior threads, any one of the new ones. If you have an old style invisible thread, I would kind of throw it away and get a new one, honestly, because the new ones are so much better. Now, it's hard to see if you've got it in the needle. So this, even though this is not the fun part to show you, it's good to show you that it is difficult to work with. It's not like regular thread. It's hard to see if you've got it threaded. This time I do. I can feel it. And I'm going to give you a hint. Couple hints. Leave your thread tail longer than you do with regular thread. Go through all of the little brackets and things. What weight in the bottom? Oh, thank you. In fact, this is my favoriteest. This is the one I got from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I love this thing. It's so cute. But thank you. I made this one myself. All right. So I just use a regular lightweight, Coats and Clarks, whatever I piece with. If you have a So Fine or a Bottom Line, that would be fine too. And main thing is you want, is there anyone wanted to slap the doctor? Yes, I've had that occasion. But the main thing you want is a gray color, something that if the monofilament accidentally pulls it up a little bit, it won't, if it pulls out a little bit, then it won't show. So always use that's what I do. When I quilt, I match, like if I do my free arm quilting, oh my goodness, this did it again. I don't know what is on. No idea what is going on. Now I've got a zigzag stitch. I'm using the clear because I'm doing the light colors. And so I follow it around. And the reason I follow it around is because I have found that your little pieces that you have glued on and you stabilize them down. Now, I did darker thread here. And remember I told you I loved the little fluffy edges? Well, I made sure that when I used the darker monofilament or the polyester mono, I made sure to stitch it down lower so I would still have my little curly bits there, because I really like those. I'm going to try to go backwards, but just know that when you try to pull against the grain, it's more likely to break. Now this has to come underneath. Make sure that you get the right thread on top. You stitch it down so if you have something on top, it doesn't get stitched underneath. You just kind of have to pay attention. Now, let's say you don't know if your thread is still working. A lot of times what I do is if I can move the fabric with one hand, I just take and gently touch the thread along the thread path, very gently. Don't tighten down on it because you'll break it or you'll mess up the stitching. But see by lightly touching it right here, I can feel it go through my fingers. And that way I know, because sometimes I get stitching and stitching, and I've been going all over the place, and the thread had broken or slipped out. So this is, now see, I'm going to show you another thing this does. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to stay in these two parts of the thread path. So you're always, and this helps with your tension. So you really want to keep putting it in the back in your thread path, but make sure, since it's so flyaway and lightweight, make sure that it doesn't twist around one of your thread paths. Like make sure it doesn't loop itself around this little one right here. If it does, then it's going to tighten and break. Pardon me. All right, now back down to this. So that's my best way. You can also keep a little flashlight or light and kind of see if you little bit of sheen. I also do this stay stitching, the invisible stitching, I do it on a zigzag. And that way it's much easier to get it locked down, because you want that fabric to be locked down so that it doesn't curl or fray. Also, when you go, like I pushed my needle, my thread cutter, make sure you gently pull it away. Don't be in a hurry, because otherwise your thread could come out of the needle. So just gently pull it away, and that way you're ready to go again. But every time you cut your thread is a chance that it'll pull out of the needle. So it's a tricky thing to use, but once you get used to it, give yourself time to practice. Now I'm almost, let me see. I'm gonna have to try to go backwards. And you notice I don't go fast because the monopoly doesn't like a lot of friction. So, oops. Okay. Buffering, you think it's okay, might be what's going on with my camera too. All right, we might have to go out and come back in. So, I hope you can find me if I do that. Let me try to finish this little bit. But if it's buffering that bad, that's not helping anybody. You can't learn when you can only hear every 5 words. Okay. Oops. And you know what? I think the thread broke. So let's do this. Let us take the time now, since it's still early in the show. Let me end it and start again. And let's see if we can get a better feed. Is that okay? I mean, is it still, it's laggy? Alexis is here. It's really pixely. Okay, I'll go out. Look for me. Try to find me, okay? All right. I will end this and start a new one.